ChatGPT's latest update makes it a whole lot easier to work with your own data inside of ChatGPT. And in this video, I want to show you exactly how to use it, what the new update is, and I'll give you a ton of different prompts you could just copy and paste to analyze and interact with your own data right inside of ChatGPT. Now, in order to use this, you need ChatGPT Plus, the paid version of ChatGPT, and you need access to Code Interpreter. And the new update actually makes this code interpreter that's been around for some time a whole lot more powerful. It's kind of going under the radar right now, but I think it's one of the biggest updates ChatGPT has rolled out. So I'll just show you how to turn this on just in case you don't have this option. If you go to your settings and press the three dots and go to settings and beta, over here, if you go to beta, you could go ahead and turn on all these different options like plugins and code interpreter. I'll turn this on as well. This is custom instructions that I made a previous video about. So as long as this is turned on with the paid version, it will appear up top. Then inside the new chat, I just have to hover over here and select this option. Once I do that, I get a plus sign. Now this upload option has been around since Code Interpreter came out. But what it does now with this new update is it lets you add multiple files at the same time. Before, you could upload, for example, one PDF document. Now you could add multiple. So I'm gonna press the plus sign. Now in this folder, I have things that I've created. I have things that I've downloaded from a website that has a lot of different data sets that you could use for testing. So I'll show you that in a second. But for example, I have this Amazon stock document, Tesla and Bitcoin prices. And this is a CSV file. So these are just simple data files. ChatGPT just does a much better job with these type of data files. So any text file or CSV file is better than using, for example, an Excel file or a PDF document. It will see those as well, but sometimes it has a lot more trouble than these type of simple files. So I'm gonna hold down Command here on my Mac or Control on a PC if you have that. Select multiple files. I'll select 3 here and I'll press open and it's gonna upload all 3 different CSV files. Again, before it could do just one file. Now it could do multiple files, which is a huge upgrade to analyzing and working with your own data inside of ChatGPT. Now the website I mentioned, Kaggle here, if you go to the data sets, as long as you sign in, it's totally free. You could search for different data sets. So if you wanna look for stocks here, they have different stock data sets. For example, the stock exchange data set. You could click on any of these here and on this page download them. So if you want to do some testing here, you could search for pretty much anything. I downloaded some YouTube data, for example, or you could use these filters to find different data sets based on your industry and your interest here and download. And typically you could ask a question right here, but I like to just send a message instead of asking the question and let it analyze. So it says you uploaded 3 different CSV documents and it typically doesn't tell you anything just yet. It says, how can I assist you? So this way I get it uploaded. Now I'm gonna give it a prompt to start analyzing this information. So one of the simplest things to ask is, give me a quick summary. And it's basically going to load that document and kind of analyze the content. Sometimes if I open this up, sometimes it has to write some code here to be able to do that, but it's going to do that in the background. You don't have to worry about the Python code that it's writing in the background. And it's basically going to analyze if this is a table format, for example, the different data set, the different data set points. It gave me, in this case, since it was stocks, it gave me the price, the maximum closing, minimum closing, average, and it's gonna do that with every single document in order. I don't have to upload a new one, ask it, I just give it the few that I want. It does have some limitations on how much it could take in though, so make sure you don't hit that limitation with yours or break up your data sets into different conversation with ChatGPT, and it's gonna basically go through all that and give you this summary. Now, let me show you this document that I put together when I first made the ChatGPT Code Interpreter video. Now, since you could do this with multiple files, I think it's just a more useful document and it has about 100 different prompts depending on what you wanna do. So if you wanna just analyze data sets like I'm doing here, these are the different tasks that you could do. For example, you could create a graph, a chart, you could get the insights, and these are the actual copy and paste prompts that you could give it. So one of my favorite actually is this one. Can you create 10 visuals to represent different data sets? So if I'm trying to present this for work or for my own analysis, this is a really good one. And it actually creates images that you could put inside of a PowerPoint, for example, for you. you could ask it for those individually. Sometimes it'll give you those as one picture, but you could ask for them as individual JPEGs too. So you could just download them from here with a download link. And as you could see, it's giving me different options on what type of graphs it should create, what type of charts. And here is a graph is created for me. Here's the Amazon stock over time, Tesla stock, and Bitcoin price over time for the range of my data set that I gave it. So they're not going to be identical. So some of them are more current. But if you use data set that's around the same range of time, this is a really good way to compare, for example, 3 different documents that are unrelated, and it'll put them in one simple picture here. And you could just basically right click on these and you could save this image as a JPEG, for example, to put inside of a document, and it's working still. So it's creating that second document for me. So this time it's showing the closing price distribution. And again, it's doing it for the 3 different stocks here that I give it. Now, obviously stocks is not the only way to use this. Usually I use this for different types of data sets that I have, P&L documents to kind of see the revenue and profit for multiple different companies that I have, or if I'm analyzing those. So you can see it's created all these different type of charts and it's still working. Now back on my document, so what is the key lesson for this data set? That's one of my favorite ways to get the key insights. And there's some other ones around just getting the insight, having it analyze the document and tell you exactly what you need to know. Or can you list the top 10 key points? Again, you could do individual graphs, or you could get a numbered list of all the different things, or get it to explain it to you like you're 5 years old. And this is just related to data sets, but Code Interpreter, if this is the first time you're coming across it, basically you could analyze a whole bunch of different types of data too. So it could, again, do financial data like I'm showing you, but it could edit images, for example. It could even turn videos into GIFs. For example, converting different type of file formats. These are the few different prompts. Analyzing code, you could just get it to analyze code where you're not sure what code does. If you're a developer, for example, this will help you go through that. Now, as far as the limit of how many files you could actually upload to it, you could upload 10 different types of files. So here I got a PNG, I got a GIF, I got an MP4, which is a movie file, CSV files, right? PDF files. This is a Python code here. I could upload all those, just press enter here, and it's gonna analyze all of that at the same time, even though they have nothing to do with each other. So it says you've uploaded different files, and my prompt is create a table with the file name, the file description, and the main key point for each file. So I just had basically 10 different types of file, had nothing to do with each other, all different file formats. I just threw them up here just to see if I could get in a couple minutes a brief overview of what I have to work with. And in just 30 seconds, I got a brief description, the file name, the table here that I asked for, and then I could just take it from here, use my PDF document here, which I have right here, and ask any one of these follow-up prompts. If you could combine some of those, in this case, it's too much variety, so it doesn't make sense to analyze pictures and Python code and CSV files. But usually when you give it the same type of file, you're gonna get a really nice presentation out of it, and it's gonna do a really good job analyzing it for you. This has already saved me an incredible amount of time ever since Code Interpreter came out to make decisions quickly by having to analyze different things for me. And if you wanna stay up to date with AI and learn exactly how to implement like what I taught in this video, we have an entire platform with entire courses, well over 200 different tutorials, 8 completed courses. Right now, we're rolling out multiple courses every single month. And not just ChatGPT, but the top 50 AI tools that are actually very practical and applicable, especially if you're doing this for work and your business. I'll put a link in the description if you want to learn more about that. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you next time.